Hey everyone, how are we? We're back on our Mx350. Last time you saw us, we did the drill battery upgrade. We're running 36 volts with two drill batteries through an Mx500 controller and throttle. Next, what we're going to do is install our disc brake kit. That is going to consist of a brake lever and caliper, a disc rotor, a freewheel adapter, and then the disc brake adapter. This is going to allow you to mount the caliper to the plate. Very minimal tools required to do this, and I am going to do a little bit different. I'm going to do a time lapse, putting everything together, just so it's just slightly different. But I hope you guys all enjoy this episode, and we all learned something together. So let's get right to it. All right, once you get your dirt bike torn apart, you can get rid of everything. You can get rid of all the brake cables, just unbolt everything. And you're gonna be left with your wheel and your brake drum. Now, this is most likely put on with a spanner wrench at the factory, but you can take a screwdriver and jam it down in here and hit with a hammer, or you can put it in a vise. I put it in a vise, and it'll just unscrew, just like this. And you're left with this. This is going to go in the trash, so it's going to be set aside. You're going to take your brake adapter, and you're going to carefully thread that onto the hub here. Run that all the way down until it's tight. You may have to stick it in the vise to tighten it up, which I am going to have to do. So I will be right back in a minute. All right, let's throw this brake rotor on here. The brake kit comes with all the hardware. I've got 6 Allens, they're 4 millimeters. I'm going to be using Loctite on all of these. Fun fact, you have to be 18 to buy Loctite. Just learned that. You always want to Loctite your brake rotors. If you don't, they will come loose. A lot of these bolts come with Loctite already on them, but if you mock stuff up, take it on and off a couple times, you're going to need to replace the Loctite for final assembly. It's just good practice, especially with all the vibrations on these dirt bikes. I've spilled Loctite everywhere. When you're tightening these rotors, you want to do it in a star pattern or a cross pattern. You want to make sure that everything is tightened equally and nothing is getting bound, because if it does, your rotor will be warped. Doing this nice and even ensures that your rotor will not be warped. So there we go. This is installed. The next part's going to be on time lapse. That's going to be me putting the rest of the bike back together, and we'll come back with the brake caliper install. All right, we're going to start with our brake assembly here. We're going to start feeding it through the top. Alright, got that routed up through there. I'm just going to come down around the controller, through the frame. I'm going to pop the clip out, or the pad block, and I'm going to install my two 5mm screws. Now, I did have to use washers on my screws, because if so what I'll do is I'll just buy new ones down the road. But if you run these all the way in, they will hit the rotor. So you just want to be very careful about that. I'm going to go ahead and snug these up. Loosen these, so we're going to center our rotor. Once we get our our clamp or handle installed. These have Loctite pre-installed on them. So I'm just going to run with what the factory gave us. Now we're going to squeeze the brake. That's going to center everything here. Tighten these two down. And we should be good to go. Hydraulic brake installed on a kid's toy bike. All right. Well, we've got everything all buttoned up. We've got the brake rotor mounted, disc mounted, brake caliper mounted. Everything works. I'm going to go ahead and give it a run up and hit the brakes. And it locks them up perfect. I did have to, I did cut this brake line to shorten it because I bought a rear brake, which would put the brake caliper over here for a mountain bike. I'm setting the kids, all the kids' stuff is going to be set up like a dirt bike. Front brake on the right, rear brake on the left. So follow along for more stuff. I'm sure we're going to get into this little bike a little bit more as the child progresses. And I have another Mx350 that we're going to be doing on the channel also. tuned. Like, subscribe, and if I hope you learned something today. So thanks again.